superior wife syndrome is really what happens to so many women when they just take over a marriage and a family because they're really better at almost everything. When they get in the driver's seat and the husband's sitting back in the passenger seat coasting along. You know, I conducted a lot of research for this book, and I did a web survey in which I studied about 1,500 wives and husbands from across the country and sprinkled throughout the world. And what I discovered that was most surprising, really incredibly surprising, was that about 2 out of 3 marriages include a superior wife. No matter what race, what religion, what income, it's across the board. It can lead to unhappiness in marriage, it can lead to divorce, certainly, and on a social level, on a broader scale, I think it can encourage more and more women who see this happening to either postpone marriage or to not get married at all. I think the most important thing you can learn after reading The Superior Wife Syndrome is that you are not alone, that 2 out of every 3 marriages include a superior wife. There are some very funny stories, which are, all of them, I have to say, 100% true. You'll meet Tony, who works about 50 hours a week. Her husband's only job during the week is to pick what food he wants to order on Friday nights. And every Friday night, she says, he's calling her on the phone saying, "What should I order for dinner?" It's really important that women understand to save their marriage and to save society as a whole, really, from the superior wife syndrome. It's important to do something about it and not just accept that it's a fact of life. The first step to doing anything about the superior wife syndrome is simply acknowledging that it exists. I think for wives it might be a little bit easier to acknowledge than for husbands, but both partners in a couple have to agree that, well, yeah, maybe this is true and maybe it's happening in our marriage. Once that happens, once they sort of open themselves up to the possibility that the wife is doing everything because she does it pretty much better than the husband does, then they can move on to taking the next steps. And in my book I review basically 21 ways that people can deal with the problem.